using section 1.6 parent functions to help us see the relationship and to graph these other functions. And so if you notice in example 1, we have f of x equals x squared. So this is the parent function. And notice that we compare B and C with A, they all have the x squared. However, in B, we're adding a plus 2, and in C, we're adding a minus 2. So these functions, since the highest power is still 2, that means that they're still related to this parent function. They're just going to look a little bit different because of the plus 2 and the minus 2. So we know what the graph for the parent function is. So the graph looks something like this. It's a parabola, U-shape. So this is letter A, so that's your parent function. And then I'm going to use decimals to help us see the other graphs. So notice what happens when I click on Start Graphing. I enter x squared, that's the parent function. And then we're going to be adding a plus 2. And notice that the graph shift up 2 units. And if we subtract 2, then the graph will shift down 2 units. Okay, so for letter B, the graph shifted up 2 units. So my graph would look something like this. So this is letter B. And then letter C, the graph shifted down, the parent function. Okay, so this is letter C. So what is the difference between graph B and C when compared to the graph of the parent function? And what do you think caused this difference? So again, the parent function is x squared. B and C have the x squared, but now we're adding a plus 2, and then we're subtracting a minus 2. So when we subtract it, this graph shifted down. And when we add it, the graph shifted upward. So in the definitions, the graph of y equals f of x plus c is the graph of y equals f of x shifted c units vertically upward. So the graph will move upward. And if we're subtracting, then the graph will move downward. Okay, so let's look at an example. Use the graph of f of x equals the absolute value of x to obtain the graph of g of x equals absolute value of x plus 3. So first, you want to identify the parent function. So this is the parent function. You can refer to section 1.6 if you're not sure what the graph looks like. But the absolute value is going to be a V-shaped graph, almost like a parabola, but it's a V instead of a U. So this is f of x. And now if we compare, we have the absolute value. And so here we're adding a plus 3. So this is going to make our graph shift upward 3 units. So I can take my graph here, and it's going to go up 3 units, 1, 2, 3. And I can use this point as well, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. When you're graphing on WebAssign, you need to make sure you have at least 2 points.